Simple Car Guy here, and today we are checking out this Thinkware X1000 dual dash cam. This camera promises to deliver great footage at night, so I'm very excited to check it out and see how well it works. Let's take a closer look, set it up, and then get some driving footage. So I've been on a mission to basically put cameras in every single car that I have in my household and in all of my extended family, and this one looks like a great candidate to be installed in my BMW 335. So this is a 2-channel bundle, so it will be a 2K or 1440p camera, front and back, X1000. This is by Thinkware. I already installed the U1000 in my Z4 and I've been loving it so far, so I decided to go for a slightly less expensive option and see how well it works as well. Nothing really in the back. So it says it has a super night vision 2.0. We'll see how well that works. Like I said, my 335 has very dark tint, so I want to see how well it works, and hopefully it will actually be able to show me some footage. So this camera allows for time-lapse recording, but what I've learned last time is that it does not record actual footage while it's doing so. So this is more for like road trips, but I don't know, you kind of have to compromise between having a time-lapse or doing actual recording of what's going on. It also has the Advanced Driver Assistance System, so ADAS, but this requires a GPS, which is not included in this package, so you have to buy that separately if you'd like to use those functions. Also has the integrated thermal protection, so that's great, it's not going to overheat. There's not much else in the box, so let's open it up and see what the camera looks like. Alright, so here's the main camera. We have a quick start guide, some customer service information. We have the base that attaches to your windshield, the rear camera, cable for the rear camera. And this camera comes in with a wiring kit, so you can attach it directly to your fuse box or something like that. We have extra 3M double-sided tape, a few clips to route the wires, a micro SD card, 32 gigs, and that's it. So just a little bit information on this hardwired kit. This will have accessory mode wire as well as the battery one. So you have constant power and then you have the accessory mode. This will allow the camera to basically switch to like a parking mode and do the recording that way without draining the battery, or at least being more efficient. So very cool accessory. However, I'm not going to be installing it right away. I have gotten one of these car charger accessories, so I'm gonna install it basically with this first to make sure I like it, make sure the footage is good, make sure it works for me, and then eventually I'll put the hardwire kit in once I know that I'm gonna keep this car in my car permanently. But let's take a closer look at what else comes with the camera. So we have the micro USB extension cable that goes to the rear camera. Very nice. Seems to be decently shielded. I will check to make sure it doesn't interfere with anything. I have had that happen with some cheap cameras before. That's why I kind of switched to these nicer ones. Beautifully designed camera, looks very nice. I like the little glass on here in the front. Let's look in the back. So it has a 3.5-inch screen, IPS screen, I believe, so it should be very good quality. Not that you need a very good quality screen here, but should be nice enough. Now looking at the camera itself, here at the top we have DC in, so this is going to be power. We have GPS connection, we have the radar, and we have external battery. So you can attach an additional battery if you do not want to hardwire and you want to have an additional power source for this camera. You have video in, so that's going to be for your rear camera. On this side we have the micro SD card. Nothing on the bottom as far as I can tell, and the power button here on the other side with the reset and the mic, so the reset button and the mic here on the side as well. So our bracket simply attaches from the side like this, very easy, and then we're gonna stick it to the glass of the car, just like that. I like this design, it's very simple, there's not much to it. Slide it in, it clicks in, tighten it once you have it in the correct position, and that's it, it's ready to go. Now looking at the rear camera, there's not much to it. As you can see, we have the actual camera here in the back. It rotates basically 360 degrees. Probably shouldn't do that too much. Nothing on this side. Here's the connection on the side, and you simply attach it to your rear glass in the car to get the footage. All right, so I'm gonna go to the car, get this installed, play with the settings, and show you anything interesting that I find. This camera does not have Wi-Fi, so I cannot connect it to my phone, for example, to get it set up. You have to do it kind of from the screen in the back, but at least you have a very good screen. So I'll get that done, show you the settings that I have picked. If it's anything interesting, then we'll go for a drive and I'll show you all of the footage with my final thoughts. Let's get to it. Installing this camera was very straightforward. I ran the power wire from where the camera will be mounted to the power socket under the glove box and hid the extra wire under the plastic panel there. For the rear camera, the wire has to go all the way to the back, but it can be hidden behind the trim pieces as well. You always want to push the trim pieces towards yourself and not leverage it off the glass, or you might break the glass, so you gotta be very careful here. Alright, so I finished routing the wire and then I hid all the extra stuff under this cover. It just pops off, so easy enough. And now I'm gonna install the little back or the rear camera. Now I have limo tint in this car. I'm gonna change it eventually, but not yet. I don't even know where to mount it to where it will have a chance of capturing anything, but I'm gonna try putting it just kind of right there. So it should have a decent chance of getting something. I also have bubbles in this tint, so it's probably not gonna look great, but we'll give it a chance and see how well it actually works. And now to actually mount the front camera. So I'm gonna take off the film of the double-sided tape, and I'm gonna mount mine behind the rear view mirror. Of course, you want to make sure that your mirror is still going to be able to adjust and stay in the spot that you want it to be. So this looks right about where I want it to be. Let's plug in the rear view camera and the power cable, and we can kind of lock it in place. Camera comes already set up for normal use, and you only have to set up the correct time. So at this point, you're basically ready to go. But let's talk about what else this dash cam offers. What I'm gonna do is gonna go home. Yes, I want the recording to stop, and then we're gonna go into settings. Let's go through all the settings. Camera settings, so brightness from the front view, that's good. Brightness in the rear, we definitely want it to be as bright as possible since we have tint on there. Reverse the view camera, so this might reverse the camera depending on how you've installed it, if you installed it upside down or something like that. All right, let's go back. Recording settings, so sensitivity, we'll set it to medium, leave it as is. Ultra night vision, we'll just use the HDR because I think that's going to be better, so we have HDR turned on. Parking mode, I'm gonna turn that off. That's correct because I didn't wire it in. All right, and all those other options were for the parking mode. Road safety stuff, that's not enabled because we do not have the GPS connected. System settings, so English volume is at 1, perfect. Calibrates touchscreen, so that's useful if need be. LCD auto shut off, 30 seconds, perfect. Security LED, I'm gonna turn that off. Set date and time, all right, let's do that. So we are in June. All right, quick menu setting. All right, so we have a few items we can enable. I don't think I'm gonna need that. Voice recording LCD. All right, perfect. Let's see, is there anything else? No, just a little bit more information about the device, but that's about it. So it's gonna save the changes, and this was the quick access menu that I was talking about. All right, so that's about it. I'm gonna go drive the car and then tell you about the quality of the video. As you can see in the background, the quality of the video is top-notch during the day, and that's because the front camera has a 5-megapixel Sony Starvis image sensor and can record footage at 1440p resolution at 30 frames per second. It even has HDR and 156-degree viewing angle, which helps get clearer video when driving directly into the sun. The rear camera works great as well, but with peeling limo tint in this car, it's not the best representation of its quality. Before we look at the night footage, let's talk about some of the more advanced features this camera offers. I really like that it comes with a hardware kit to allow for parking mode functionality. It comes with a voltage cutoff and will not drain the battery past a set point while recording footage with the car turned off. Additionally, it has a temperature control and runs on a supercapacitor. so it can handle extreme weather without an issue. I also like the driving assistance features, but I do wish the GPS antenna was included in this bundle. Now looking at the night footage, you can see that the front camera is doing a great job capturing as much light into the sensor as possible. You can easily read the road signs with just the car's headlights. On the streets that have lights, you can also read the license plates on cars if they are close enough. Unfortunately, the rear camera was not able to capture much footage due to the limit tint, but that was expected. Generally, I'm impressed with the quality of the footage during the day and night, and I urge you to check out my U1000 review to compare this footage to the 4K footage in similar conditions. Now let's talk about some of the improvements I think would benefit this camera. After driving with the camera for a couple of days, I have noticed that it's sensitive on bumps. My vehicle has pretty stiff suspension, so this might be the reason, but it records some of the bumps as accidents. Luckily, this only stores the files in a different folder, but I wish I could make it less sensitive. Also, this dashcam does not have Wi-Fi, so you have to review your footage either on the camera itself or from the SD card on a computer. In conclusion, the camera delivers on its promises and records great quality footage during any time of the day and is extremely easy to set up and use. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.